These are my fabulous fridge cakes. These are fantastic. Starting off with 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds and chia seeds. So you've got a nice crunchy base to it. Definitely need to be getting more seeds and nuts and stuff into our diet because of the fatty acids and because of the minerals that they contain. Chia seeds. Like I say, literally 2 tablespoons of each of these. Bit of desiccated coconut. Again, a couple of tablespoons would be more than enough. You just want that flavour just to be sitting there in the background. We've got about a handful of pitted dates here. I do tend to measure things in handfuls. I think it's easier than kind of standing there weighing things out. About a handful of pitted dates, that'll be fine. You just really need them in there for a bit of binding. Put those in there. Then we've got some cacao powder. Now, did you ever think the day would come when we would realise that chocolate's actually quite good for you? There's been some amazing research done on chocolate and cacao in recent years, including some that's actually been done here in the UK. We're starting to realise that it has benefits for the cardiovascular system. There's compounds in here, these things called flavonoids that have been widely studied here, that have been shown to actually dilate our blood vessels. What they do is they get taken up by the skin that lines the inside of our blood vessels, causes the cells that make that skin to actually release something called nitric oxide. That then makes the muscles that make up the wall of the vessels relax a little bit. As those muscles relax, the vessel gets bigger and the pressure within it drops. So the take-home message there is that flavonoids in foods such as cacao and berries and those kind of things can help to temporarily lower blood pressure. Amazing. Also lots of magnesium in there as well. One of my favourites, some goji berries. Now, a few years ago, these things used to be almost like mystical. They used to be like incredibly expensive. You'd have to be looking around everywhere to try and find them. But now people have really got hold of them. They're really becoming very, very popular, and rightfully so. Now, people talk about the antioxidants in there, that kind of stuff. That doesn't interest me particularly. What really, really does it for me is in these little berries, there's a group of sugars called polysaccharides. These are very, very large molecular weight sugars. This basically means that you don't absorb them like a simple sugar. They don't affect your blood sugar balance in any way. They actually stay intact within the gut. And what we're starting to realise about polysaccharides that you find in goji berries and some types of mushroom, for example, is that they can have some very interesting benefits for our immune system. What they actually do is interact with small areas of tissue within the gut. There's little patches of tissue called Peyer's patches. These are almost like a surveillance station. If you imagine them being a surveillance station that's constantly monitoring what's going on within the gut and then relaying that information to our immune system. Because our digestive tract is obviously a very simple route for pathogens to enter the body, so it has to be quite tightly policed. These sugars, when they actually interact with these areas of tissue, set off almost like an alarm response. They cause the body to actually increase production of things like natural killer cells, for example, a type of white blood cell in our immune system that can aggressively attack pathogens. So that's pretty impressive, really. I mean, they've been quite widely studied. For example, in Japan, they've done almost 40 years worth of clinical research with these things. So, last ingredients go in, bit of coconut oil, just to bind everything together. As I say, it's a fridge cake, so you're just throwing everything in there raw, blitzing it up, putting it into a mould, throwing it in the fridge. You can't really get much easier than that. Lid on, and then just pulse over it. And that'll do us. Just putting all of this mix into a mould. And then just push it down. Just push it tightly into the corners. Make sure that it's very, very well compressed. And that's it. It's as simple as that. I usually let them set for maybe 15, 20 minutes. If you're in a hurry, just throw them in the freezer for 4 or 5 minutes. And that'd be enough to set them. There you go. Simple as that. So there we go. Finished product. It's a lovely, lovely texture. It's got a nice bit of crunch to it as well. Really, really easy portable snack. I mean, you can just grab it out of the fridge last minute and it's ready to go. It tastes all right as well.